Home design started with one bad decision. Can you see it? Pause the video and see if you're able to identify the culprit. This angled entry led to all the bad design decisions in the home. But to analyze any plan, we need to add furniture to see how the spaces actually work. The use of the angled door at the entry meant the original designer always had to resolve an additional component, 45-degree angles, in an otherwise square plan. Because bad circulation can eat a lot of space and make spaces harder to use, the angle entry crept into the design, and one by one, the designer was forced to use angles to try and resolve circulation issues. In the front entry, the only place for an entry bench is in this small nook, and the bench feels cramped between the closet wall and the front door. The angled circulation also cuts off the corner of the living room, which limits where you can place a full-size sofa. And because we need the circulation here, we're also limited in furniture size and arrangement. It means we had to cut the corner of this bedroom off to allow enough room for an entry door, and the angled entry creates congestion at the foot of the bed. It limits circulation around the bed when the bedroom door is open. This jig-jog style of planning is chaotic. It forced the original designer to use an unorthodox stair design. The stair is cumbersome, the design is expensive to build and to finish. And whenever we place a table, we want a minimum of 3 feet from the edge of the table to any wall or surface. This allows people sitting in the chairs to get in and out of their seats comfortably. But in high traffic areas, we need a little more space. But the angled circulation forces the dining table into the corner, as it's actively trying to creep out to be more comfortable. This tension makes the space feel uncomfortable. Even this angled closet is bad. When closets have square inside corners, they're hard to use, they're hard to detail, and can be expensive to finish properly. When we add in this angled framing, that detail gets even more complex and more expensive. The likelihood that a home like this would spend the money on custom built-ins is low, and this potential storage only works on paper. To fix this plan, we square off the front entry. This creates a clear path to laying out all the future spaces. This entry space is already better. There's a natural place for an entry bench out of the main circulation. And when you enter into the home, a large window at the back pulls you into the space. Natural light floods the area, and you're greeted with outdoor views. We can elevate the entry space even further by opening it up and moving the garage door. If we make sure that this door has a window in it, when you enter the home, you'll be greeted with natural light. Both entry designs work, regardless if the space is designed with an open or contained laundry space. Squaring off the living room allows for more furniture arrangements, and naturally allows for side tables. And if you choose to furnish the space with lighter armchairs like this, light can filter in from the front window, through the open railing behind, and down into the stairwell. The new kitchen design has a better overall layout. When you come around this corner, you're greeted with an outdoor view and natural light. This tall wall of cabinetry also has lots of storage, and can be a design focal point. While we can fill in this missing millwork, these corner cabinets are often expensive to build and finish, and they restrict overall use. So by leaving this open, we can easily access all the storage in this tall cabinetry, and reduce expensive millwork in the kitchen. The original plan had a dinette with circulation issues, and a kitchen island that had too narrow of an overhang. In this plan, I've increased the overhang to make the stools more comfortable to sit at, and we've even increased the minimum circulation space between the island and the dining table, as this is a high traffic area. The free-floating table now has natural points of alignment to ground it in the open space. The table is centered on this slightly built-out wall detail, the kitchen island, and this back window. But I also think a built-in bench could work well in this space. With all of those updates to the inside of the kitchen made, I think we can take this a step further. We can extend the cabinetry for more storage and more counter space. We can add a patio door for cooking outdoor meals, and add a sliding patio door for guests. The bathroom and bedroom still have their own private entry alcove, and the bedroom now has full access to all the circulation around the bed, regardless if the door is open or closed. In the primary suite, the bed is nested into the corner, and has a formal focal point with this built-in nook. This nook can be used for additional storage, a TV, or a nice piece of art to calm the space. The walk-in closet has a simpler, more straightforward design. The square end walls make it easy to access all the storage in the space. And if you chose to use inexpensive wire shelving or custom built-ins, the space still functions at a high level. And the ensuite bathroom is more open and spacious. I've created a wet area with a large walk-in shower and bathtub. The space gets lots of natural light from the nearby window. This dual sink vanity has lots of storage and also receives natural light. This enhances the experience of getting ready in the mornings. The overall design is made clear and less chaotic. Each space is easier to build, finish, and less expensive. It's easier to furnish the spaces with normal pieces of furniture, and all of this was because we removed the angled entry condition, which was placing bias on the rest of the design. And now if we reintroduce the angled front entry, the majority of the plan is still better, because it allowed us to design a home without focusing on one specific design condition, the angled entry wall. The front living room does have to give up a little bit of space because of this cutoff corner, and it reduces a little bit of functionality with furniture limitations. But overall, every space is elevated, more considered, and less costly to build. The home just becomes easier to live in. Did it make this plan better or worse? Let me know in the comments below.